Greetings, it is I, Tantus Naravan Dracovin, Lord and Emperor of the Dracovin Empire, and welcome. It is time to continue our discussion on EARTHDAWN. We were talking about blood magic, in particular special blood magic rituals. I'm going to go over 3 today that are important ones that many characters can do, not just adepts, and any kind of adept may be able to take it. Let's start with the Oath of Blood piece, because this is a sign of a truce between 2 different characters, 2 different beings that are signing this basically oath to each other in blood. Effectively, you're only limited in the amount of Oath of Blood piece that you can take, but the amount of damage you can take. That's the limiting factors. How much damage you can deal to yourself is how many times you can create these oaths. But each time you do, it's with another individual. It's with one other person. So you're going to cut your dominant weapon arm, whichever weapon arm it is. If it's your right arm or your left arm, you cut that open. You're going to be taking 2 blood magic damage during this time. And this damage from this cannot be healed as long as the oath is in effect. Though if the oath is broken by one of the 2 members, the one that broke it, it becomes permanent damage. So they've made this from just damage they cannot heal as long as the oath is in effect to permanent. So at this time, you present each other your weapons, and you effectively coat it in the blood from the wound you took. So I've taken this 2 blood magic damage. Can't heal with it. In fact, might make it permanent if I screw up. We let the weapons get coated in that blood and then dry. And then the oath is effectively sealed. We've sealed this deal. We have vowed not to use our weapons against each other, basically to harm each other, and to bring our weapons up to bear to help protect against the other. Effectively, we are vowing to try our best in our knowledge to assist each other when we are in trouble. Now, as I said, a violator not only gets the permanent wound, gets the permanent damage, they also get a blood magic wound. And this blood magic wound will last for a year and a day. You can, of course, heal it using the normal processes to heal blood magic wounds, but otherwise, if you don't get a healing potion and can't try to do that, you just have to wait that year and a day, and then that will heal up normally. Permanent damage won't. Now, if you do manage to last a year and a day and keep your oaths on both sides, and this is important to note that if one of them breaks the oath, gets the permanent wound, gets the permanent damage and the blood magic wound, the other side doesn't have to keep the oath anymore if the one breaks it. But if you both have kept it for a year and a day, then you may heal that damage as normal, and the scar, the place at which the damage was taken, begins to either kind of have a gold or silver glow to it. It provides another bonus now. You get +1 to your death rating. You basically get this bonus because you've managed to endure it. After this, you can of course continue with the vow, you can renew it, you can keep things going, but any repeated process on this vow does not provide additional bonus. You can only get that +1 to death rating once. Now the blood promise is an oath of heroic deeds or quest. It is an oath to do something, to accomplish something. And again, as I said, it's traditionally heroic. It is sworn between 2 individuals, and they don't necessarily have to be that friendly. They can be of, at very least, unfriendly attitude to each other. That is not the point of this. The point is to quest upon this dangerous actions. So you will put 2 wounds upon yourself, 1 on your forehead, 1 on your chest. So each of these people will do this and take 4 blood magic damage. This lasts until the promise is fulfilled. You cannot heal it. Or after a year and a day, then it becomes permanent because you've failed to maintain your oath. Now, once I have these wounds, I'm going to use my left hand to smear my forehead, my right hand my chest, and then they will put their hands together and allow the blood to mix between the 2 of them, and then afterwards allow this mixture of blood to dry on each of their hands. The 2 will each give a statement of what they are promising to do. It will be similar statements to each other, but effectively they will say whatever heroic or dangerous deed they want to enact together to do, to accomplish. They will say whatever skill or talent they think is appropriate to this. This is going to be important to note later on because you're basically saying what you want a bonus to for having this ritual completed. They will also give a duration. How long it is to accomplish this heroic task or this dangerous task. At most it can be a year and a day, but it can be any time less than that. For the duration, or as long as you are working towards fulfilling this oath and haven't broken it, you get a +1 to that a talent or skill that you mentioned as part of your oath. And This applies to any time you use that talent or skill, not just towards the quest line. But again, as I said, it remains as long as you aren't breaking your oath at this point in time or running out of time. Should you violate this oath, so that means just you're not losing the duration, you're not just failing to do it, should you violate this oath and do something perhaps to support whatever dangerous thing is going on, break the oath effectively, you receive 2 blood magic wounds. One on your forehead, one on your chest, to match where you cut yourself. You cannot heal these for a year and a day, but again, like any blood magic wounds, you can heal them using healing potions. If you succeed on the proper checks and such, you can use it just like I mentioned before. But otherwise, you got a year and a day of having these wounds, and one of them's right on your forehead. Now, the blood sworn is the last one I'm going to talk about, and it is the most potent form of these rituals that you can enact. It can only be made between 2 characters that have absolute loyalty for each other and have, of course, the loyal attitude to go along with it. Now, this means that when they're swearing it, effectively, one of the characters would have had to saved or protected the lives of the other one 3 times. And since the first time, 3 years of loyal service to that other person had to have passed. So let's say that I'm the one that's swearing to my friend over here. I would have had to save him 3 times. And since the first time, 3 years passing. Which means I could have saved him all in the first month 3 times. Could happen, but I can't complete this ritual until 3 years where I continue to be loyal to him as a friend or an ally or a servant passes. Now, like the last ritual, I cut myself on my forehead, I cut myself on the chest, and I take 4 points of blood magic damage. But I also get -4 to my death rating and my unconscious rating. I will wipe my forehead with my left hand. Each of us will, and we'll place it to each other's foreheads. And then we'll each swear the first part of the oath. Then we will wipe ourselves on our chests. Place the hands to our chests. And again, swear the second part of the oath. This is an oath of loyalty to each other. Now this saving only has to really be on one side. I would have had to save him, but he is also swearing the same loyalty to me. So it's maybe I've been saving my buddy's life, but we're swearing loyalty to each other with this ritual. It is to protect and serve each other. And it will be up to your GM, your game master, to determine how long and how effectively you're actually staying on this ritual, and if you're not violating it. And if you do not, it lasts for 3 years and 3 days. Now, there are several advantages to this oath. First off, you get +2 to 1 attribute. You get +1 to a second attribute. So each of you is receiving this bonus. Both of you get +1 talent rank in the talent blood share. Now, this allows the 2 who have sworn the oath to share damage between each other. This functions as like the normal blood share talent, except anyone can take this. Non-adepts could have this. If my buddy is not an adept and we qualify for this oath, hey, he can take this talent. And it doesn't work like the other talent, which normally you're sharing damage with your mount. This one you're sharing damage with each other, and you can rank it up just like any other talent, but it does not count for advancing in circles. So this is a separate talent that you can rank it up to make it more efficient, but it doesn't count as towards any of your circle work. Now there is another advantage you do have. You can resurrect the person. As long as the other one, the one that you're bonded with, has not been dead for more days than you have in your blood share talent, you can try to raise them from the dead. You get 1 attempt to, and however much damage is healed into their body, as long as it puts them within their death rating, then they are raised from the dead. You get 1 chance at this. If you fail, you fail. They've died. But if you succeed, you raise them. Cool. Regardless, both of you suffer a permanent penalty of -1 to your death rating. It makes it easier for you to die next time. You also get 1 rank in Thought Link or the Empathic Observe talent. This is regardless if you had any ranks in it before, and this is only in connection with the person that you have the blood sworn with. Effectively, you have to be within 100 yards of them, but you can connect with them, and this is a non-talent that you can really increase. It's a basic connection that you have between the 2 of you. Now, should one of you die and not get resurrected within a year and a day, the oath is broken. Effectively, at that point in time, you lose access to any of the talents you had gained during this time. Though after this point, the person that was in Bloodsworn with you could swear another Bloodsworn with someone else, if they qualify for it, or the person qualifies with them. It's just up until that point in time, they can only have effectively one active. So that's it for today. I talked about the 3 types of rituals, the 3 types of ways that you can use blood magic that are probably more of the common ones. The Oath of Blood Peace, swearing to protect and stay your blade against each other. The Blood Promise, vowing to have a heroic deed or to face a deadly threat together. Or the Blood Sworn, connecting to each other on a deeper level of loyalty that it swears each other to each other and to protect each other. In the next episode, I'm going to talk about sacrifice magic and familiars. So if you have any questions, comments, anything you say, anything you think is left out, please just leave in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Just support the channel, the Empire, the work I do. If you want to show some extra support, you can always check out my Patreon. Link description below. But regardless, until the next time, I bid you farewell.